Yo, 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 what is up, my fallopian tubers? Cesario from the barrio coming back at you with another video for your butt, man. And doing a video response for 4 soft corners, man. I was watching this video, and at the end, he said he was doing a giveaway, and he said he wanted to show a card of a celebration, and most of our people in our community, a lot of us are vintage card collectors. But man, my celebration card isn't vintage; it's from the classic era of collecting. One of the greatest times, to collect cards, where prices were regional instead of national or international. But anyways, I digest. Oh man, but my moment, obviously, I'm wearing my Dodgers gear, is the 1988 World Series Game 1. Not Game 7, it was Game 1, man. This moment shifted all the momentum to the Dodgers, man. Because even I was a big baseball fan back then. I used to watch as many games as I could back then. They were free on TV. You could watch a lot of baseball on TV for free on regular TV. And we were playing the A's, the Bash Brothers, man. Come on, Jose Canseco, Mark McGwire, man, like we weren't expecting to win, even though we had just beat the Mets, who were supposed to kick our ass, and somehow we did it. But man, this moment, I mean, this whole thing is, once he said that, it just brought a nostalgic feeling about my neighborhood. Not just that moment, the game, but my neighborhood. I started remembering, like, oh man, I remember, I started remembering my friend Gilbert and his older brother Joe. My friend Gilbert, we called him Ears because he had just some big ears. On the other side of him, my friend Ray lived there. We called him Little because he looked like one of the characters in the cartoon show called The Littles back then. We are the Littles. We love to play. That was a great cartoon. His neighbor was my friend Benny. One of the times I remember we were playing. I think we were playing like ball tag, and one of my friends hit him in the face, and he started crying. And he ran home, and we all went behind him. Like, oh, we're sorry, And his mom came out, and she started lecturing us. And then someone in her lecture, I remember she said, like, for your information, he's half Italian. And everybody was like, we were little kids, but I remember my friend Ray was like, oh, he's half Italian. Oh, woo. But it was funny. My friend Vincent, he had big eyes, lived behind them. It was what we called them eyes. Across the street from him, they lived at the dead end, at the end of the street. My friend Gary. And between them, we had some paisas. And then my friend Reyes. And then his older brother Santos, and in the corner we had my friend Kuma, which I don't know if he was Samoan or Hawaiian, but his name was Kuma. He always had like surfer kind of Hawaiian gear on, so I believe he was Hawaiian. I don't know. And I remember behind him, some lady Baby Doll lived there. They called her Baby Doll, but she was old, but she always dressed crazy fancy. We never knew much about her until one day her daughter came out and she started talking to us. She told us, yeah, my mom back in the day, she was kind of famous and this and that, and that's why her name was Baby Doll. She dresses fancy and this and that. I don't remember too much exactly. I never looked into it, but man, I started remembering my neighborhood with this thought of this moment, man. It was like one of the greatest moments in my life. I mean, man, that neighborhood was awesome, man. I mean, we used to play football, baseball, ball tag. We used to play all kinds of games, man. We had a good core of kids there, and people from other neighborhoods, all kinds of kids from other neighborhoods, because it was a good place. That street was kind of wide, so we could play sports there. So other people came to play with us all the time, man. A great neighborhood that I used to live in for a couple of years there. But anyways, man, back to the card. This is it, man. Kirk Gibson. All right. This is him going to first base, watching the ball go out of the stadium, man. Oh, man, look at that. Sweet. And so one of the things is that before I think I pretty much watched every single World Series with my dad. My parents were divorced by this time, and I used to always go with my dad to watch the World Series games at his house or his friend's house. And this was the first time that I watched it by myself. My mom was in her room. My brother and sister were in the other rooms already. Like, we already kind of had thought we were going to lose this game. Like, we didn't, I mean, that was if you were a realist, you just thought the A's were going to kick our ass, so did I. But Kirk Gibson came out, and man, I was excited because I had seen Kirk Gibson do magic in the 1984 World Series against Goose Gossage. You know what I mean? So I knew Kirk Gibson already, his history, and I was like, oh man, we have a chance, even though he was like hurt. His knees were bad, like, but man, I just had that face, and I was just so zoned in into the game, watching the game, and boom, there he goes, and just knew it, man. I just started screaming like, yeah, and then my mom came out of her room, my brother and sister came out, and we started celebrating in the living room, and I hear my neighbors, they started screaming and celebrating, like, I didn't even know they were Dodger fans. So after that, like, I ran outside to go celebrate with my friends, and I went to my friend Gilbert's house, Ears, and his dad came out. Well, that was his stepdad. His older brother Joe, that was his real dad. He came out with the gun and started shooting into the grass, like into the ground, like boom, 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 like in celebration. It was just like, all right, that's crazy. Ran into the cul-de-sac, into the dead end, and everybody, like the whole neighborhood was out there. It just turned into like an instant block party, dude. It was just like crazy, like people that I didn't even know were Dodger fans. All the other people in between that didn't have kids that lived there, everybody was out there like, yeah. It was just like one of the greatest moments of my life, man. You know, I mean, you have my, you know, my kids being born, my wedding and stuff like that, but this was like such a surprise, like such a woo, you know what I mean? It was awesome, man. So four soft corners, man. That is my card for my video response. Is Kirk Gibson celebrating his walk-off home run in Game 1 of the 1988 World Series, man. Thanks, man. Wow. I mean, I'm just excited like it just happened yesterday now, man. But that was a great moment in my life. But anyways, check out Four Soft Corners. I'll put a link below. Man, everybody, just love the hobby and keep collecting baseball cards forever. I say, ciao!